The average four-wheel alignment in America costs between $100 and $180, and roughly 1 in 4 drivers who pay for one still feel their car pulling to one side within the first week. That's not because the alignment failed. It's because the alignment was never the problem in the first place, and the shop either didn't know that or didn't tell you. Alignment fixes angles, but a pull is a symptom, not a diagnosis. And when a shop treats alignment like a cure-all, you're the one paying $150 for a problem that's still sitting in your car when you drive off the lot. Tire conicity, the cause nobody mentions. Most drivers assume a pull means something is bent or out of spec, but the single most common cause of a persistent pull after a fresh alignment is something called tire conicity, and most shops never test for it. Conicity is a manufacturing defect where the internal belts inside a tire are slightly off-center during production. It creates a subtle cone shape in the tire's contact patch that steers the car left or right all on its own with zero input from your suspension. This isn't rare. Tire manufacturers including Michelin, Continental, and Goodyear all have internal tolerance specs for acceptable conicity force, typically under 8 pounds of lateral pull. But tires on the edge of that spec, say 6 or 7 pounds, can still make your steering wheel sit off-center at highway speed. Here's how to confirm it yourself. Swap your 2 front tires side to side. If the pull switches direction, it's the tire, not your alignment. You just saved yourself a second $150 alignment you didn't need. And this next one is something almost every car owner does without realizing it's feeding the problem.
Uneven tire pressure, the 3 psi myth. You'd be surprised how many cars pulling to one side have nothing mechanically wrong at all. A pressure difference of just 3 psi between your left and right front tires is enough to create a noticeable pull at speeds above 40 miles per hour. And here's the part most people miss. Tire pressure changes roughly 1 psi for every 10-degree Fahrenheit swing in ambient temperature. So if you set your pressures in September at 75 degrees and it's now January at 25 degrees, you've lost approximately 5 psi across all 4 tires, but not evenly. The tire on the sunny side of your driveway might lose 3 psi, while the shaded side loses 5. That 2 psi gap is enough to create a pull that sends you right back to the alignment shop. Before you spend $1, check all 4 tires with a digital gauge in the morning before you drive. Set them to the number on your driver's door jamb, not the number on the tire sidewall. Those are 2 very different numbers, and confusing them is one of the most common mistakes out there. Now, this one is going to contradict what most mechanics tell you, and it's probably the most overlooked cause on this entire list.
Brake caliper drag, the silent pull. A sticking brake caliper creates a pull that feels identical to an alignment issue. But here's why it fools so many people. It doesn't always squeal, it doesn't always smell, and it doesn't always overheat the wheel enough for you to notice in a parking lot. On the 2012 through 2018 Ford Focus and 2013 through 2019 Ford Escape, caliper slide pin seizure is a documented pattern. The caliper doesn't fully release after braking, so one front wheel is dragging just enough to tug the car in that direction. After a 20-minute highway drive, carefully hover your hand near each front wheel. Don't touch it. If one side is radiating significantly more heat than the other, that caliper isn't releasing. A caliper slide pin service costs between $30 and $60 at an independent shop. A new loaded caliper runs $80 to $140 per side with labor. Compare that to paying for a second alignment that was never going to fix it. But here's where it gets more expensive, because if this next one is happening on your car, the pull is actually the least of your problems.
Worn suspension components when alignment won't hold. A proper alignment adjusts 3 angles: camber, caster, and toe. But those angles are set using reference points on your suspension: control arm bushings, tie rod ends, ball joints, and strut mounts. If any of those parts are worn, the alignment machine will set the angles correctly at that moment, but the suspension shifts back to a bad position the second you hit a pothole or a highway expansion joint. On 2007 through 2015 Chevrolet Silverados and GMC Sierras, lower control arm bushing wear is notorious for causing a pull that returns within 500 miles of a fresh alignment. The bushing rubber degrades and allows the control arm to shift under load. A good shop will inspect these components before performing an alignment, but a lot of quick service chains skip that step because the alignment itself is where the profit margin sits. If a shop doesn't put your car on a lift and physically inspect your suspension before hooking up the alignment machine, you're paying for a procedure on a foundation that may not hold it. Ask for the inspection report. If they don't offer one, that tells you something. This next point is the one that surprises people the most because it means your car might be doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
Road crown, the pull that isn't a problem. Most American roads are crowned, meaning they're slightly higher in the center and slope downward toward the edges for water drainage. That slope is typically between 1.5 and 2%. On a road with a 2% crown, your car is sitting on a surface that drops roughly 1.2 inches over a standard 5-foot lane width. Gravity pulls your car toward the lower edge. That's basic physics, not a mechanical fault. Front-wheel drive cars with wider front tires, like the 2018 through 2025 Honda Accord on 235 width rubber, feel this more than rear-wheel drive sedans on narrower 215 width tires, because the larger contact patch has more grip interacting with the slope. If your car pulls right on a crowned road but tracks straight on a flat parking lot, your alignment is fine. Your road isn't. Some alignment techs will set a very slight leftward bias, roughly 1/10 of a degree of caster offset, to compensate. But if you never drive that specific road, the compensation creates a pull in the other direction on flat surfaces. Know what you're asking for before you approve that adjustment. And I'm going to give you the exact number to look for on this last one, not a range, because it's the one most likely to be costing you money right now.
Tire age and uneven wear patterns. If your front tires have more than a 3/32 inch difference in tread depth between left and right, you will feel a pull regardless of how perfect your alignment numbers are. The tire with less tread has a smaller rolling diameter, which means it completes more revolutions per mile than the deeper tire. That difference in rotational speed creates a constant steering input that no alignment adjustment can overcome. This is why rotating your tires every 5,000 to 7,500 miles matters, not just for even wear, but to prevent a pull that leads you into unnecessary alignment work. Check your tread depth with a $3 digital gauge from any auto parts store. Measure the center groove on both front tires. If the difference is 3/32 of an inch or more, swap them front to rear and recheck. A set of tires costs $500 to $900 for most sedans. A rotation costs $25 to $50. That math does itself. That 1 in 4 number from the beginning?
Here's your one move today. Swap your front tires side to side. If the pulse switches direction, it's the tire. If it stays, check caliper heat after a drive. That sequence alone eliminates the 2 most common misdiagnoses before you spend another $1. If this kept you out of an alignment bay you didn't need to be in, you know what to do.